Hello, hello, everybody. So, I am looking to grab our affirmation and journal prompt for me to share with you guys today. All right, so I'm copying and pasting and doing all the little housekeeping things while I wait and see who's going to be able to show up today live. All right, so got that in there, ready to go. And I just want to say thank you, anybody that shows up here live, because I just love being able to share with you guys. And I had a very busy day today. So this was the first opportunity I had to jump on here and share today's affirmation and journal prompt. So when you get here, make sure you say hello. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Great to see you here. So, like I said, say hello. And if you have not given StreamYard permission to see your information, then please give it permission so that it can actually say who you are. And because a lot of times it just says Facebook user or YouTube user, and then I don't know who you are. So make sure that you share. I hope you're having a good day today, Wendy. It's a beautiful day here. The sun's shining, although it's a tad cooler than it has been in a while. So just all the spring weather that we've been having has really kind of spoiled us already, because I'm feeling like I went out to get the mail and it was like, oof, I should have wore a jacket. It's a little cooler than I was anticipating. It says oh, wait a minute. All right, so let's see. It is 43 degrees, but the breeze is really making it feel a lot colder to me. Or maybe it feels colder just because it's been in the mid 60s to high 60s for a few days there. So maybe that's what it is. Just the comparison is making it feel cold. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share the affirmation for today. Let me go ahead and pop that in. All right. All right. So today's affirmation is I am resilient, strong, and can overcome any obstacle. All right, Wendy. It's sun shining, snow melted. It is probably in the 20s. Whew. It will warm up by the 40s by Monday. That will be nice. I wonder what hours will be on Monday, because luckily for me, I love seeing snow. And I've been in it a few times, and I like to see it when I want to see it. I would not want to have to deal with it all the time. That's why I like being in the South, because if we have snow, we've had a few times where we had what to us was a white Christmas, because you could see a blanket of white, but it was so little bit of snow that by lunch the sun come out and it'd be all gone. And to me, that was like amazing. I loved that. So do you have a lot of white Christmases? I don't even know where you live, Wendy. Well, I know it's got to be north of me. That's for sure. So where do you live? Where is this snow melting from? And thank goodness it's not in the 20s here. I definitely would be cold. So let me just look here. Let's see what. Iowa. Ooh, okay. I get it. So I'm just looking. So on Monday, we're going to be in the mid 50s to high 50s. I'm doggone. By the next Thursday, it's going to be in the 70s. Not to make you feel bad or anything, Wendy, because if you live there, you probably feel like that's great and you love it. So, but I've been through Iowa, but I've never actually been in Iowa to visit or to see things. But one of the things that I would like to do at some point is just travel to every state in the United States and spend some time there and get to know the area. So I think that would be fun. And because of this amazing platform that we have here, I know a lot of people all over the country. And I know people that are in Europe and Canada. And so I think it would be really cool to go and visit some of these people that I know just from this, but I've never met in person. So I'm kind of at one point I think I might just get me a map and just kind of pinpoint where some of these people live and start making the trips to go see them. I think that would be fun. Yes, yes, definitely. All right. So the affirmation is I am resilient, strong, and can overcome any obstacle. And this one feels so cool to me because this is one of the things that a lot of times we don't think. We think obstacles are just the hurdles that are going to keep us from what we want to do and who we want to be. But it's a great thing to kind of internalize this affirmation here. So write it on your sticky note, write it on your index cards, put it as your screensaver, put it on your mirror, whatever you have to do, and start looking at what do I need to do to make this my truth, to actually believe that this is a fact. So you begin by writing it down, right? And then you begin by or your next step is to be saying it. And I think we've talked about this before, but not only do you say it to yourself, but you say it with conviction, with excitement and belief. And if you me too, Wendy. Because I'm not immune to this stuff because there's every now and then there's like I was telling somebody earlier this morning, I woke up and I was feeling all great about a decision that I'm making right now. And then as the day wore on, it was like I was questioning, ooh, I don't know, is that the right decision? And so this is a good one for me today too, because it lets me see that I am resilient, strong, and can overcome any obstacle. And on top of that, I can make decisions and have with a leap of faith that that is the way it's going to be, right? And I think sometimes we get so bogged down in looking at what could go wrong that maybe we don't move forward. And if we're not moving forward, we're actually taking not one step back, but maybe several steps back. So we're learning and growing creates all of this stuff in us that helps us to be who we want to be. So I am resilient, I am strong, and I can overcome any obstacle. Any obstacle. Doesn't that feel good if you really give it some power when you say it? And so when you write it out and you don't have to shout and scream. I know some people say you have to get really loud and shout and scream and all that, and that may be true for them, but to me, that doesn't feel good because that's not me. I'm not going to be a screamer and shouter. And so to me, it's if I give it conviction and I can feel it in my soul and and grab onto the words and really look at, because remember, our words are powerful. Anything you put after the words I am are true. So I like splitting that up. I am resilient. I am strong, and I can overcome any obstacle, because to me that feels good. I'm really doing my I am statements that are powerful and meaningful to me. So, is that something that you do too, Wendy? Do you do that where you kind of say it as I am statements and you give it some oomph, some not necessarily volume, but some emotion and everything? I would love to hear, Wendy. Yes, yes. Oh, wonderful. I love that because to me, that really helps me. For one thing, if I'm in a place where, like I said, I was really convicted this morning with what my decision was going to be. And then as the day wore on, I kind of got a little angst about it. But by coming back to this and I get excited in these words, then I can look at my decision and feel more powerful in what I'm wanting to do. And because that's really important, to make decisions and come from an empowered place and knowing that it's the right thing, having faith that it's the right thing. All right, so now let's see what the journal prompt is for today. All right, the journal prompt is write about an obstacle you've overcome and the strengths you discovered in yourself. And that one's really good because one of the things is that obstacles, well, the things that happen in our life, sometimes they feel like it's something that's not so good. However, a lot of times the hurdles that we have to overcome, the obstacles that we have to overcome actually are the things that create in us the strength to not only do the thing but to be able to live the thing. Because a lot of times people can make decisions and they can make changes in their life, but if they didn't become the person they need to be to have that thing, then it's not going to stay. And that's one of the things that we really, really have to pay attention to, is that not looking at all of our obstacles or the things that we've had to overcome as something that's bad, and so we can find the lesson in it. So what is the obstacle that you've had to overcome, and what are the strengths and the new character of you that you may have discovered? Because as we're learning and we're growing and becoming stronger, we're becoming the person who can actually handle the gifts that are coming, right? And it's just like I've mentioned before, people that, have don't have a real good money mindset, and they can win millions of dollars in the lottery. And then within 5 years, it's really 2 to 5 years, they normally have, if they didn't have a good money story before, that doesn't really change. And it just creates a whole lot of stuff to where they within 2 to 5 years, they're worse off than they were to start with. And so if we're wanting something in particular and we don't become the person who deserves, not necessarily deserves, but the person that has the character to have that, then we're not going to keep it. Just like the lottery winner didn't become financially fluent or financially responsible. And so maybe, under that context, we're looking at it, and then it's naturally they're not going to be able to hold on to it because they didn't know how to get it to start with. And so it's really important for us to look at how can we grow and be more of who we want to be. So the journal prompt, remember to write it into your journal or onto a piece of paper using your pen and your hand to write it on the paper, so that it actually connects your heart, your brain, and everything so much better, so that you get so much more movement with the activity. So you're going to write out about an obstacle you've overcome and the strengths you discovered in yourself because of it. And sometimes it's hard to see when you have been facing an obstacle. It's hard to see what can come from it. And that's what this process is for. It helps you to see who you are becoming, the obstacles and what their lessons were. Because remember, if God, the universe, is really working to help us to grow and giving us lessons, if we don't get the lesson from that obstacle, we'll get another one, and we'll get another one, and we'll get another one until we grasp what it was we were supposed to learn. So if you can take an obstacle that you've been going through or have gone through and find the gift and the strengths that it created in you, then you don't have to keep repeating it, right? Because I don't know if you're like me, but I don't want to repeat a lot of the mistakes that I've had or the obstacles that I've had to overcome. I had rather get my lesson now and move on to something else. And it's Jim Rohn that says, well, he's passed, but one of the things that he used to say that I loved was, he said, don't wish things were easier, wish you were better. And so That's what this helps us to see, how we're becoming better and better and better all the time, because obstacles are always going to be there. There is nobody that doesn't face an obstacle unless they just sit and do absolutely nothing. And then they will get obstacles on the other side too, right? So, what are the obstacles that you've been going through? And what's the lesson there for you? What's the strength? How did you overcome it? All right. So, thank you for being here, Wendy. I so appreciate you. And anybody that's watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay. And I'm so glad I was able to get on here for a few minutes this afternoon. And I will see you tomorrow morning, that's Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, for another journal prompt and affirmation to share with you. And remember, mark your calendars and make sure you set a timer, because Monday is the big live, and I really, really want you to be there for that, if you can possibly be there, at 9 a.m. Eastern time, because we're going to celebrate. We're going to have a conversation. And like I mentioned yesterday, I think it was, that when there's a lot of us here live, the energy just moves, and that's where the magic happens, when we talk about things and we learn things and we celebrate each other. We raise our collective vibration so that it just makes a difference in our lives. And it will be amazing to grab a breakthrough for yourself. Who knows what breakthrough will be there for you? Because it seems like every time we talk, there is something that happens for somebody. And so I don't know if it's you, or if it's you, or if it's you, or if it's all of us, but it feels like when that collective energy of all of us together. Yes, a lot of people creates magic because of the support of the community. Yes, yes, yes. And so the more people that can be there Monday live at 9 a.m. Eastern time, the better for everybody. And so I can't wait to share that time with you. And I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. I forgot what day is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, so 10 a.m. Eastern time, but the big live will be Monday at 9 a.m. So I really want you to be there on Monday, if at all possible, so that you can get the magic that comes from it. You can get some when you watch the replay, but the vibration, the energy, the magic of being there live is just amazing. So I will see you there. And Wendy, if you have anybody that you know that you would like to have come into the group and participate with us, definitely send them an invite. And I'll talk about that maybe a little bit more tomorrow or on Monday, because we're going to have a contest of who can send in the most people. And and I'm not sure, I think I changed the deadline of it so that more people would be able to participate, but whoever sends in the most people, then they will definitely get an amazing prize. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but just remember, a prize awaits, and it's a very easy way to actually participate. So I will see you guys tomorrow and definitely on Monday. Mwah.